Welcome to Life Rewired. So I'm going to go a little bit off script today. Not that the previous videos were scripted all that well. So I started this channel to talk about health as you age and being more healthy as you age. Not so much about longevity, but more about quality of life as you get older. And I think I've gone a little bit off topic with some of that, maybe. But in my mind, it's a little intentional. Health certainly is about what we put in our mouth and, how much we move. But it's also a lot more than that. There's so many other aspects of how we live, interact, you name it, that affect our health. Yesterday, I talked about failure, and I wanted to continue that conversation a little bit today. Specifically, I had mentioned that I had a bad relationship with failure and that I had done some things, hit failure, and then quit those things. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I had been in the corporate environment since I was right out of college. And although I liked what I did as a software engineer, I just didn't like the corporate environment. I didn't like being in an office. I didn't like being restricted to having to sit in a cubicle for a certain number of hours a day. It just seemed wrong to me. And I'd always dreamt about doing something else. And that's kind of where this ties into the failure part. So one thing was going back to learning how to fly again. I had my private license, and we went and started to get my IFR and commercial rating so that I could maybe go and then be instructor and continue on. And I was probably 30 at the time, not all that old. Went through some of that, and then I think I started to get scared. And talked to my wife and I talked, and we're like, things they're great now. We have the money, we're not going to have the money if you go instruct, and things aren't going to be as good, blah, blah, blah. And I stopped. And then after my heart surgery, I probably about a couple of years afterwards, maybe, I wanted to go to nursing school, actually become a nurse practitioner. Again, I wasn't all that old. I was like 38 at the time, and kind of the same thing. I got all my prerequisites, and I was loving it. Did really well. I was going to go to a nursing school in Boston. Saw how much it would cost, and completely freaked. And same thing again. Went through and like, oh, no, not going to do it. And those weren't direct failures, but in my mind, they were failures in taking action, failures in overcoming my fear of something, of the unknown. So I was super comfortable where I was, even though I didn't like what I was, where I was working, how things were, and I wasn't healthy at the time. That fear was just so strong, and that I had a failure of overcoming that fear. So it's interesting that when I finally did leave the corporate world, and I'll get into this more, like some of the health, actually a lot of the health issues that I was having just went away. So I do want to continue this channel along these subjects because I'm really passionate, and I know there's a ton of people out there that are probably not happy doing what they're doing. Sitting in that cubicle, working underneath somebody they don't want to work underneath, and it's manifesting itself in ways in your body. It's making them unhealthy. So, letting people know that it's possible. Other people are doing it. A safe space to just vent. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tolerating the unscripted version today. Hope everybody has a great rest of your day.